for you how to remove a nail wrap and tip. So you can trim down the length of the nail if your client has a tip on and doesn't want to keep their extended length. If they do have an overlay on their natural nail, of course, they want to keep their length, I'm sure. But this is a tip, so we can actually remove the excess of the tip. And then you'll want to put a barrier cream or some type of protective product on your client's skin to keep the acetone from dehydrating them completely. And then you will put the client's finger in acetone to soak. You do want the acetone to be about a half an inch above the nail tip or the wrap in your bowl. So for Miss Vanessa here, this is going to be right at it. So you want to put enough liquid in it to go over the nails about a half an inch to what you're trying to remove. So you're going to give it maybe 8 minutes or so, and then it's going to soften up, and then you can use your wood stick or a cuticle pusher to just gently push it off the nail. So we have a plastic tip and we have a plastic nail wrap, so I'm going to time it enough to not soak off Vanessa's nail too. So on a client, of course, we don't have to be concerned with removing the client's nail, but we're going to give it just a few minutes because I don't want it to soak off her finger as well. So acetone does dissolve the nail resin very quickly and the plastic nail tip, which is why we use non-acetone remover when we are doing our maintenance. So the polish can be removed without dissolving the enhancement itself. Just a side note. So at this point, once she has soaked for several minutes, you will be able to gently start to remove the fabric because the glue is dissolving. So there's one piece. That was our 4-week wrap maintenance that we did. She came in 4 weeks, so she did have some more fabric. So we're going to give that a few more moments and let that soak a little longer. Alright, so we let her soak a few more minutes. See if we can get some more of that wrap off, which I believe we will be able to because it just comes off pretty good. And then we'll slide some of that glue off, that resin, I should say. And then we have the plastic tip that's loosened up a good bit, so that's dissolving off. We're going to let her sit for just another minute or two to get the rest of that wrap off, and then we can just buff it lightly to remove any of the resin that's left. It doesn't take very long to remove. Okay, so after our nail has soaked in our acetone, now we are ready to remove the wrap and the tip. It's soaked off. It took maybe about 8 to 10 minutes, but gently remove your fabric wrap, as you can see. Put it in a cotton ball or something. Don't wipe it on your towel, because then you won't be able to get it out of your towel. And just gently remove the rest of the tip that was still on there. There was a little bit of tip left on Vanessa over here. So now once you've removed everything, You can take some alcohol with a cotton pad and just wipe the nail clean of all the residue that's left, and then take a buffer, and you'll be able to lightly buff over the nail to remove any glue that's left, any resin. There shouldn't be very much because you've pretty much dissolved most of the resin in the acetone. The fabric is what had to come off. So just make sure all that resin is off and the nail is lightly buffed. You can dust your nail off, apply your cuticle oil, and rub in your cuticle oil. And you always want to recommend a manicure after your client gets enhancements removed. So always recommend a manicure. But at this point, just rub in your cuticle oil and your nail is ready for its next service. So that is a nail tip and wrap fabric removal.